Now, this year's TennoCon is over, and the reveals at it, man, judging by those reveals, we have some pretty exciting times ahead of us in Warframe. So the elusive yet hyped after Excalibur Umbra has finally been revealed in that teaser trailer. Now, something that I briefly mentioned as a possibility at TennoCon nearly 4 weeks ago, where all miracles require sacrifice. They also require you to run about in a sexy scarf, because let's be real here, the scarf is the actual star, not the frame. Even Hydride would look good in a damn scarf. He would, don't laugh. Fashion frame, after all, is the true end game in Warframe until these new planes arrive and maybe some new badass bosses for us to fight as well, which I really can't wait for. So like I said, TennoCon is over and everything has been revealed, but what caught your attention the most? What had you in any way hyped whatsoever? Was it Hydride Prime? Was it the planes of Eidolon or Umbra, or the custom crafted weapons and armor? Or maybe something else I joked about a few videos ago? Was it the fishing that's going to be in the game? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, with Excalibur Umbra arriving, should we now expect a new line of Umbra frames to start rolling out? Will primes become a forgotten thing, quickly replaced with a scarf-wearing version of all of our Warframes? I'm pretty excited to see where all of this leads to, but also how long it's going to take for all of these reveals to be released into the game. Are we going to have a long wait like we did last year? Will it be 7 or 8 months? Who knows? Hopefully it won't be. Hopefully we can get hoping personally that he gets some kind of a rework or a tweak to his abilities before his prime actually rolls out, just to make him a little bit more appealing to the player base, because I really like the idea of Hydride being this pirate frame, but at the same time I personally don't like his abilities. 1 or 2 are okay, but I don't like being a puddle and I don't like being a wave. Now, maybe you think he's fine, then by all means let me know in the comment section below as well. Or if you don't, what would you change for Hydride to make him more appealing for you? Maybe you'd make him even thicker than he already is. We also got a sneak peek or a look at the new up and coming glass based Warframe. So she's all about hardening and molten glass. That's what her abilities are going to.
Hey guys, this is Magamu, and as you guys know, I'm currently in London, Ontario, Canada, and I just got back from TennoCon last night. I'm currently in a hotel, so I apologize for any bad audio that might happen, but we've got to talk about this because I'm just now getting back online, and I'm seeing everyone's reaction to the big reveal at TennoCon, which was Plains of Eidolon. I think that's how it's pronounced. So if you don't know, you're probably living under a rock. I'm probably just now getting back. I know everyone knows by now, but Warframe is going, brace yourself, Warframe is going semi-open world. Yes, pick yourself up off the floor. Go ahead and change your underwear there. Warframe is going semi-open world. This is the big reveal, and I can tell you, when we were on the show floor, when this actually happened, everyone went nuts. So in this video, I want to talk about the Plains of Eidolon, and specifically the new area Cetus and what it means to the game. A semi-open world relay that opens up to a full, almost open map. So not really connected tile sets, but a map where you can go anywhere that's actually available to you. Crazy stuff, guys. This is crazy stuff. So let's talk about Cetus. This is an area where you pretty much land in just like a typical relay, but it's a lot more active. There are things happening. There are NPCs moving around. And the general idea is it's a fairly alive area. It gives you the sense of the Warframe universe overall, which is great that they're really going more into that route. But the difference here is you can talk to NPCs and pick up quests, but the idea is you can get right into the action, into the open world. If you've played any maybe shared world shooter, you know that there are a lot of loading screens, there are a lot of going back and forth to your ship. But the general idea here and why this is so special is because it adopts the open world nature of it. You know, something where you can just grab a quest and go jump right into the action, and there is pretty much no loading in between the things you need to do, your arsenal, things like that, and getting right into the fight. And that is why this is so cool. So before we talk about the actual open world, the combat happens right in town. There are tons of things that are happening right in Cetus that are actually pretty interesting. One of the biggest ones, after you can grab a quest, things like that, is there's going to be melee weapon crafting. You can actually create melee weapons here. So for instance, you can take a blade, a hilt, and all those things, a handle, and you can combine them in the way that you would combine in your arsenal, but you can mix and match those things. So maybe you like slash damage, you will go with a blade, but you would go with a shorter blade, and that will give you a faster attack speed. So it really will give you a lot more control in what you want to do. And that's crazy. I don't know how that's going to fit into the way mastery is handled, but I'm pretty excited about the way that's going. So let's talk about also that you can buy stuff in town. So not only can you buy the weapons and build that, but you can also buy cosmetics, ship decorations, all types of things right there in town. So again, it's crazy that you can buy things and jump right into the action that is completely seamless. But what we want to talk about here is the open world. And I can tell you, my mind's blown and most people's minds are blown, but let's jump right into it. So there are doors that you can go right out, and as soon as those doors open, boom, you are right there in the open world. It's not a complete open world. I think we want to be careful about that, so we kind of curve people's expectation of what is actually happening here. It's maybe like a couple kilometers back and forth if you just want to cross it, which is pretty large considering that Warframe has been mostly a tile-based game. It's been very claustrophobic for the last 4.5 years, and this completely opens up because the devs have essentially said that if you can see something, you can go there. It's not like props in the background with a tower on a mountain that's just there for decoration. No, if there's a tower in the distance, you can actually go to that tower. There are going to be missions there. There are going to be enemies there and things to do. So if you can see it, you can go there. That's their promise, and we're going to see how that goes. But the other thing is it's fluid. So it's not just like enemies are going to just pop up. Like enemies are going to be out in the world. Drop ships are going to be dropping enemies in. And if you want to go from travel and exploration right into combat, the only thing you need to do is fire your weapon and you're literally right into combat. The fluidity of this is amazing. And I can tell you guys, the crowd went nuts when they saw this type of stuff. Like this was really like a huge, like this is huge for Warframe to be able to go straight from exploration, straight from building or crafting or buying things right into combat without any loading screens. That is absolutely nuts. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same way Warframe is now, where it is excavation or it is extermination or mobile defense. I'm kind of hoping that it has that kind of flow to it where you can do those same type of activities out in the world, but you can go from one activity to the next. So this is pure speculation, but imagine going from an exterminate, not having to go back to your ship and then be able to go do a mobile defense with your friends and having that be completely seamless and not having to go back and forth to the ship. That's crazy stuff. But what I want to talk about is actual gameplay and what I saw so far. We're not going to talk about the fishing, which was pretty awesome. But I want to talk about the actual gameplay and what it means for the game. So this is still going to be accessible to new players, which I was a little worried